Hi, Suzette Morrow, your art guide on the side. So today I thought I'm going to go back. I'm going to go way back to when we were kids and ask you what made you feel like making something. I always loved art, but when I was a kid, I was really excited about crayons. Just a little box, but I really couldn't wait until I got that 64 box of crayons with the sharpener in the back. I spent hours coloring and creating. Feeling has stayed with me ever since. The smell of crayons is where I go when I need to restart back to square one and reset myself. To bring that same level of excitement and creativity to our work is hard when we have to be on all the time and create unique things all the time and innovative ideas and connect with our students and our clients every single time. Today, the video that I'm making is for you to approach art making like you did when you were a kid. I'll share and lead you through a few short techniques that will help you to lower your stress without a whole lot of time and make you feel free and loose and maybe kickstart you. So stick around also for the end of the video if you're interested in doing some things that are like more flexing, cool stuff that you can do with crayons too. Save this video for a lunchtime mind minute. Throw a box of crayons in your purse or your backpack and you could do one of those techniques again. Executives and leaders, I want to encourage you to throw out some boxes of crayons and some paper at your next meeting and let people just doodle and color while the meeting's going on and see what happens. Morale goes up, ideas bubble up, people start sharing and laughing, and when they leave meetings, they feel a lot happier about having attended it. There's a ton of research that shows coloring does, that it reduces stress, that it's used for PTSD techniques to help with mood disorders. All of those things are really helpful, and it makes us realize that they're not just for kids. Finally, who doesn't like using a crayon while you're waiting for your meal at a restaurant, right? All right, who's with me? Let's go. The first drawing that we're going to do with our crayons is called dual hand drawing. And what you're going to do is choose whatever colors that you like and just go in the same direction in a mirror fashion from using both hands at the same time on your paper. If you can use larger paper, it works better so that you can really move your whole arms. However, if you want to do this in your sketchbook, it works just as well. You just can't move as far out with your motions of your hands doing the same thing. Try not to make any judgments or to draw any specific item. You're just using colors and you're drawing in a direction that you feel like drawing without any kind of judgment or decision about what you should do. Just want to feel the crayons and feel the way that they move on the paper, smell the way that they smell on the paper, and just enjoy the process of using the crayons in whatever direction that they want to go. Also, you're going to use the colors switching hands or changing and filling in spaces. You can do lines, shapes, colors, but you just want to keep trying to go in the same direction. The next thing you're going to do is try to go in the same direction. Whatever your hand does on one side, you're going to then move your hand in the same direction instead of the opposite direction like we were doing before. So try to move down with both hands and whatever direction. The next drawing that we're going to do with our crayons is a doodle squiggle on the paper, however you want it to be. You can do this with another person or you can do this by yourself. Be sure and turn the paper around and see when you see something. If you don't see anything, keep drawing. And once you see something, then let it be as silly and as fun and whimsical as you can make it. It doesn't have to be real. It could be a combination of things put together that make some quirky animal, or it could be a scene, or it could be an object that doesn't exist. Try not to let yourself have any judgment while you're playing. Just have fun like when you were a kid. Color in the colors that you feel like it would be and put shapes or patterns and just make it feel like a joyful, fun item that came from nowhere. Now, if you want to, you can have a dialogue with it and talk with it using your non-dominant hand. Write what it is, what its name is, and why it's there. Totally your option. The third activity with crayons is my favorite. It's called dancing on paper. And you use the crayons while you're listening to music with no lyrics. Try to use whatever colors or shapes or lines, any kind of feeling that you have when you're listening to the music. Try to move your arm expressively with that crayon across that paper. It's really great if you can move your whole arm so that you can really air out your pits and really feel the music. That's why they call it dancing on paper. I'm going to let you listen to some music while you do this for the next 30 seconds or so and see how it makes you feel. The next activity is to help you kind of check in with your body. Draw like a gingerbread man person on your page in your sketchbook, and then think about in your body what you're feeling, what kind of sensations you have. Sort of check in from head to toe. When you decide what you are feeling, then give it a color and color in that space or that area for the sensation that you are feeling. After you have drawn multiple areas or colors or things that you are feeling in your body, then use your non-dominant hand, the hand you don't normally write with, and ask it what it is and why it's there and how you can help it. So for example, I have hip surgery rehab going on, so I wrote about my hip, and what it says to me is making time for healing and not pushing really hard for trying to heal before it's ready. Your body will respond to you, and by using your non-dominant hand to have a dialogue with it, it's very helpful in your healing process. Another doodle method you can use is to doodle with any kind of line drawing, and then when you see a picture in it, have a dialogue with it with what's on your mind. So let's say you want to have what you want more of in your life. How is that doodle then helping you with that? Another way to be more free with what you are drawing in your sketchbook with your crayons is to instead draw the area around what you drew in your sketchbook, the negative space, the area in the background. And sometimes when you do that, it will help you to see something that you want to know more about. The next one is to use your crayons to make an inner emotional landscape. So in this case, you're going to make a circle, and then you're going to fill the circle with the colors and the shapes and the designs of what you're feeling emotionally inside of you. What kind of emotions or colors are wanting to be on that page with your crayons. Then you can also dialogue with it. What is the desire of those objects, and whatever color that you made them is what I wrote with my non-dominant hand. So what was the blue telling me? Number 8 is to use your color crayons when you're praying. If you are a person that prays and you pray for people but you get distracted maybe and you start thinking of other things like loading the dishwasher or whatever. A lot of times it's really helpful to have just praying with color session in your sketchbook. Use the colors to decide what shape or what color or what you feel about a specific person that you're praying for, and give them kind of a shape or a color. My son Craig's favorite color is orange, so I made him an orange ball, for example. You may be praying about a specific thing in your life or something that is happening in the world. If you assign that or give that some color that you're feeling or shape while you're praying, it makes it easier to stay on that idea or that person. And then you can pray with your crayons. It keeps you on task and it gives you a comfortable, easy way to kind of de-stress while you're praying and create shapes and colors in your sketchbook that only have meaning to you. And your prayer goes on for longer sometimes because you're using colors and shapes. And who doesn't like that, right? Get ready for technique number 9, using negative space. Go ahead and pick a value scale of crayons that you want to use, and then only make one shape over and over again with the color, adding shapes each time that you color in all the negative space. Each time get darker and darker. Let's do it again with circles. Go all the way around the circles you leave yellow with the next value. Then put in the next circle group, however many you want. Use all the negative space with that color until it's filled. Then get the next darkest value and fill in the negative space again, leaving some areas with the crayon color underneath showing through. Each time you do another layer, get darker and darker values, and you'll end up with a full scale value of a picture with just using one shape. Super easy, very relaxing, and just for fun. Go ahead and try it. Last one is using the crayons in more of a representational drawing way. It's a little bit of a flex. I just want you to know you can also use them to make some pretty real looking things and have fun layering your crayons with observing an onion here on the left and looking out the window at the clouds on the right. I used the crayons in laying over different values to create more of a realistic subject matter. Now in the description I have little links to where you can find more information about all of these techniques that I've shown you today. All 10 of these techniques are just touching the surface. I also have some shorts on these same topics. I hope that you enjoyed this and that you subscribe and like the videos so that they get pushed out further. These were all mostly just for you to have fun without worrying about making a masterpiece or having some very special piece that hangs on the wall. We're just using crayons to kind of get our, our creativity on, right? Thanks for staying with me. Have a great day. I hope to see you back in the next video.